everybody, it's Joya. Welcome to the Joya channel. I'm so happy that you are here. You know, my subscribers that already follow me. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. Friend, where have you been? I know I have been gone for a little over 2 months, and that is because I am a black woman living in Atlanta that built her own policy firm. I am an entrepreneur, I am a CEO, I am an executive director, and I've had to wear multiple hats during this time period. I've been trying to juggle everything, being a great aunt, being a great potential partner, being a great daughter, being a great friend. But sometimes when all of those things kind of catch up, some area has to suffer. And I'm so sad that I have been able to come on here and share my innermost thoughts with you. It's been a lot going on, but I'm here now and we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this movie and get into it, and hopefully I can save you some money and some time and some expectations and just all of that with reviewing an honest review of this movie, because I've seen a couple of people review it and they've been so generous, but I'm going to give you an honest review of this movie, and I really wanted it to succeed. So let me go ahead and let you guys know right now, I am not a movie critic, but this was a movie that I was looking forward to, right? Like, I am so intrigued by Black American folklore, Black magic, not in the sense of like being a witch or a warlock, but Black magic in the sense of how it has come across on screen, the term, the trope of the magical Negro, what that means, how it can be harmful, how it can sometimes be helpful, how it speaks the story of our ancestors and how that's not necessarily always a negative thing. I was so intrigued with the trailer, with the title, with the content. My expectations were super high for the American Society of Magical Negroes, because it's so much that you could have done with just the title itself. I'm actually really surprised that this movie got greenlit to actually be on the big screen. And I'm not being a hater, because I'm going to unpack a little bit later in this video how I love David Alan Grier, how I love Justice Smith, how I love some of the other actors that were in the movie. But the movie itself, it was just doing too much. It didn't know when to end. It didn't know if it was like a comedy. It didn't know if it was a romantic comedy. It was just a lot going on. And I left with nothing. I was uninspired. I wasn't entertained. And that's one of the things that I look for in a movie. And I wasn't compelled to watch it again or tell any of my homegirls about it. And it's really frustrating me and my homegirls.
It's upsetting me and my homegirl, because we feel like, well, damn, if you can't go to Bella Noche's, what the hell could you got?
So the only actors that I will really talk about in this review that stood out to me are, of course, Justice Smith, David Alan Grier, Aisha Hines, and Nicole Byer. I think all of them did a really phenomenal job with the scripts and the roles that they were given. David Alan Grier is actually one of my favorite actors. I've loved him since In Living Color, since the other projects that he's been a part of, and I'm really happy to see him back on the screen. Like, when I saw him in They Clone Tyrone, I was so excited. I was like, yeah, David Alan Grier is back to working. So I was really excited about that. So I don't want to fault like any of the actors. This is not this piece for me to kind of trash the actors. How dare they take that role? But definitely I want to talk about like everything that was included. You know, the American Society of Magical Negroes could have been a really great sci-fi, psychological thriller type film. I actually thought that's the direction that the film was going, with a little comedic relief, but it turned out to be a romantic comedy where the lead character falls in love with a white woman, or she may not be white. And just letting you know, spoilers, I want to save you some time, y'all, because this is one of these movies that really, you can wait for it to come out on streaming services, if you care to watch it at all. I'm definitely not running back to see it, because I believe the director Kobe Libby, he just, you know, I don't know if he had any mentors or people around him that didn't tell him the truth. And that's so important. You need to have people around you to tell you the truth. As far as the costumes, A++ on the costumes. I thought that they were really great. The flashbacks of magical Negroes of the past was really interesting to watch. And I wish the film would have stayed there. I wish we would have seen like magical Negroes throughout like the history of American life, or just world history of magical Negroes kind of intervening and what that meant for the magical Negroes themselves. I really thought that because when you think of the magical Negro trope, it already centers whiteness, it already centers a white protagonist character, that this was going to be some type of satire, and it tried to be satire, but it really wasn't. And I really wish like it could have been a totally spoof film, and I would have enjoyed it, kind of like The Blackening a little bit more than what it was trying to be in its original form. But yeah, I would have loved to see like flashbacks of magical Negroes like during slavery, or magical Negroes during the civil rights era, or magical Negroes in the 80s, or magical Negroes in the 90s. I would have loved to see that progression. I think that that film has so much potential. Actually, with me watching it here in Atlanta, AMC Phipps Plaza, which I don't go to all the time, there were two groups of people that actually walked out. There were a lot of undertones of same sex interactions, which I don't have any issues with. And it's not like, oh, I don't have any issues with because I got a gay friend. No, the way they did it, it just didn't make sense for a character to keep doing it. It just didn't make sense. When you think about magical Negroes, like folks in the individual in the Green Mile, Michael Clark Duncan, when you think about The Help, when you think about things like Driving Miss Daisy, all these films that have had magical Negroes, you could have played on that and said that there have been many people throughout history to do that, but the film did not do that. It once again centered white characters. Yes, Justice Smith was the lead, but he falls in love with a white girl. So it just, the film didn't do justice. It didn't teach anything. It didn't compel you to do anything. Like I said, beyond the costumes and David Allen Greer and Nicole Byer doing a really great job, and Aisha doing a really great job, it was really nothing. This could have been a college play. Could have been a college play. If I had heard that title here at Spelman or Clark, I would have went to see it, but it's not and say it, because I feel like a lot of people won't say it, and sometimes you gotta learn how to speak your mind. Like, I believe the director, the writer, Kobe Libby, I'm gonna get his name right, y'all, is a biracial man, and it's so different when you present an art piece like that as a biracial person versus a black person, a person that has two foundational black American parents. The lens is so different. And you can clearly tell, like, literally, it's like, tell me you're biracial without telling me you're biracial. Watch The American Society of Magical Negroes. You could totally tell who was telling this story. And that's where it lost me, because I felt that this movie should have had some redeeming qualities for the magical Negro characters. When you think about magical Negroes archetypes or cast, roles in movies, you think about, hey, does this person have a family? Does this person have feelings? Does this person have goals? What is the origin story of this person? Justice has like a redeeming moment where he comes out and just, it builds and builds, and he spills out his feelings. And that's great for a biracial character. But it would have been great to see like all of the magical Negroes kind of step out and say, and this is how I felt like this. And I didn't want to drive Miss Daisy. And I didn't really care about how she looked in that dress. I was just worried about going home to eat chicken with my friends. Something like that would have been more of a connection to black audiences than the way he presented it. And it was just so disappointing. And I would just say it, the movie was so disappointing and tone deaf. Because when you think about this movie coming out in 2024 and all of the things that happened in 2020 with race relations, there was an opportunity to kind of tweak the script a little bit to connect with where the world is now, of how people are wanting their reparations, of how black people no longer have the imposter syndrome, and how they want to be seen and how they want to be heard, and diversity and inclusion and what that means post 2020. But it didn't do any of that. Any of that. This movie also was kind of unintelligent. It was tone deaf, it was unintelligent, and it was also disappointing. Okay, I don't want to sit on here and just trash this movie, but this was one of those movies where it was like fresh out of the theater. I had to come and talk to you guys. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I have so many more things to talk about throughout the year. I know I've had a kind of slow start with my videos, but I do appreciate, if YouTube is listening, I do appreciate all of the events and stuff that I've been invited to, as virtual events that I've been invited to as a new creator, as a young creator, as a creator with a very small subscriber amount, but seeking to push that out. So I'm going to start pushing out more videos probably in the summertime. Right now I am filming something that I'm really excited about that is about to come out. It has an all-star cast. This was one of those serendipitous things that God just allows to happen for you. So much to the point that I've had to put on my bio on my Instagram, a part-time actress. So I'm really excited about what's coming out. I hope you guys like what I'm about to be in, but I do think that you guys will definitely like it. It's a period piece. I can't talk too much about it here, but thank you so much for listening to this review. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the Joya channel. All right, bye.